メジャー翻訳速報。今回はデーブ・ロバーツ監督のパレードでの出来事やフリーマン選手の活躍について詳しく見ていきましょう。皆さんもコメント欄で感想を教えてくださいね。この動画が面白いと思っていただけたらチャンネル登録、高評価をお願いします。それではご覧くだささい。
The National League Cy Young Award winner is Max Scherzer, the sixth National League pitcher to have won in consecutive seasons.
MVP award to none other than Aaron Judge. Congrats, man.
Gunnar Henderson, congratulations.
You see the reaction of the Bellinger household.
Ronald Acuna Jr. Congratulations.
Scherzer getting hosed down is still one of the great pieces of video we've ever had. The BBWAA Awards Week, again, you can see the finalist show Monday, November 11th. Then it really gets going November 18th to the 21st, starting with Rookie of the Year. So let's start there, Dan. I know you're not a member of the BBWAA, but if you were to guess who's going to win these awards, let's start with Rookie of the Year.
NL, very intriguing. It came down to two guys, Jackson Merrill and Paul Skeens. I went with Merrill. Even though I'm a pitcher, guy that's an everyday player, shortstop by trade, took over center field, hit some of the biggest home runs the second half of the season for the Padres. By the slimmest of margins, I give the advantage to the everyday player over the pitcher.
So you're going Jackson Merrill for NL Rookie of the Year. What about AL Rookie of the Year?
Luis Gil, best pitcher in the sport of baseball, let's say the first 7 weeks of the season. Garrett Cole was on the shelf. The Yankees starting pitching was reeling, even though Rodon stepped up and pitched great. This guy, the first 7 weeks, as good as there was. Spent some time on the IL, abbreviated postseason, but all in all, I think he's going to win the AL Rookie of the Year.
Okay, so Dan, you're going with Luis Gil and Jackson Merrill. You can find out during Awards Week. As for the Tuesday of that week, Manager of the Year. Who are your managers of the year?
Mr. Schilt with the Padres. He just flew under the radar. I get it. A lot of great stories. Milwaukee Brewers. You could throw Dave Roberts into that. Mike Schilt. I mean, this was an organization a couple of years ago that everybody's thinking, hey, they're ready to pass the Dodgers. And last year, 2023, was a disappointing year for the Padres. They bounced back again, played well as a team. He doesn't get enough credit. He'd get my vote.
So Mike Schilt is your NL manager of the year. Who's your AL manager?
A.J. Hinch. Talk about a guy that came from the weeds. Tigers were out of this thing with 3 weeks left to go. We're talking about 2025. Remember the deadline? Hey, should they trade Skubal? They could get a lot of prospects back. They traded Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. They held on to this guy, A.J. Hinch. Great track record with the Astros. Something tells me he's going to get a lot of
Hard
votes.
to argue with that. A.J. Hinch really had the Midas touch in Detroit. As for Cy Young.
Slam dunk. In the AL, slam dunk.
Okay.
Tarek Skubal. Best pitcher from beginning to end. Never had a lull. 3-pitch mix, 95, great 95 to 98, good slider, great changeup, big strikeouts, low walk guy, best starter pound for pound in the game. The other guy in the American League, Chris Sale.
In the National League.
Yeah, in the National League with the Braves. There is no way that when the season started, the Braves were going to say, okay, they're going to get an amount of innings that they got out of Sale, the wins that they did. Listen, they were counting on Max Fried being the ace of their staff. He wasn't the ace. This guy was. Chris Dale reemerged himself. I think they missed him in the postseason, not having it available. But look at that season. 18-3, ERA 2.38, 177 and 2/3 innings, 225 punch-outs, and only 39 walks.
I mean, triple crowns in pitching, hard to do. Both these guys laughing at it.
That's why
they almost made it look easy.
Slam dunks, ALNL.
No Paul Skeens, huh?
Love Paul Skeens.
Wow. No Rookie of the Year for Paul Skeens. No Cy Young for Paul Skeens. We'll see. But this, of course, according to Dan Plesac. Do we even need to have a conversation on the MVPs?
No. Both of those are slam dunks. I know you want to make this like, hey, make it interesting. Shohei Ohtani did something we've never seen in the sport, 50-50. I mean, you look at the year he had, hit over 300, knocked in 130 runs. The home runs, the RBIs, the OPS, it speaks for himself. Aaron Judge. Remember about 3 weeks into the season, we did an MLB Tonight, and all the Yankees fans were like, what in the world's wrong with Aaron Judge? He's on the wrong side of 30. You know, we shouldn't have signed him to that long-term contract. He went from like 165 to 280 in about 3 weeks, and the rest is history.
Yeah. There was one November where I went from 190 to about 240 in a couple days, and that's the next important date on our November calendar.
Uh-oh. Got pastrami on the right, burger on the left.
Can we? Yeah. Oh.
A bunch of people got in a room and said, "What do you like on your hot dog?"
Get 10% off. Is that true?
That is true, man. So this is our Surf and Cali, our most popular burrito. You're gonna love it.
I deserve it after what I dealt with the trouble. Just because we deserve a clean slate.
All right, so we have Thanksgiving coming up. I don't need to share that date with you. You already know it. Your favorite part of a Thanksgiving meal is the favorite Thanksgiving dish for Dan Plesac?
The turkey. I'm not a stuffing guy. I'm not a cranberry guy. I'm a basic guy. I like white meat turkey with a little bit of gravy on it. Yeah. Was that you?
No,
wow.
That's not me. I cannot gobble.
Yeah,
really? And I'm not. I can't. I have many skills. Gobbling's not one of them. Really? You have no side dish preference?
No,
You're
I
not
don't.
A casserole guy?
No, not really. But I'll tell you what. I'll crush some pumpkin pie, though.
Oh, pumpkin pie?
Ooh.
You put whipped cream
little
on
bit,
it?
of course. A little bit of turkey, some
cranberry sauce? You don't like cranberry sauce?
No. I'm bland.
Mashed potatoes, at least?
I do mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of gravy, though. I don't like it slopped on.
So if I gave you a full plate of white turkey meat and a beautiful
We
thing
went to dinner in
fresh...
spring training at an Italian place, and I didn't have all the sauce. And you took my bread and you dipped my bread. You're like, you don't eat the sauce. I'm like, no, I don't eat the sauce.
Finicky. I don't understand finicky adults. I really don't. I have a hard time. I mean, this might have been the showstopper when Ice Cube walks out, performs "It Was a Good Day," and then his hype man comes on out, and it's Dave Roberts, and he is dropping it. Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, joins us now. Of all the things you've done in your brilliant career in baseball, is that one of the coolest things you've ever done?
You know what, Greg? I'll tell you right now, that is one of the coolest things I've ever done. It was certainly not scripted, and it took me back to the days that I was rocking my 1988 Nissan Sentra with my 210 speakers in my trunk, listening to Ice Cube, and I was like, I cannot believe I'm on stage with Ice Cube right now.
Hey, Dave, marvelous job of managing. When you guys tied that game up in Game 5, did you have a feeling you were going to win that game?
You know what? I had a good feeling. But you know what? As a manager, you're kind of thinking that you don't have many bullets left in the holster. So after we had that lead, if they would have tied it up or let alone taken the lead, I don't know what we would have done, because I found out later that if Daniel Hudson would have come into the game, he would have blown out his elbow. So we had one bullet left, and that was Walker Buehler for one inning with a lead. So it worked out great.
Well, we have one question left for you. You kept saying you wanted this parade. You finally get this parade. Did it live up to all your expectations?
Oh, my God. It lived up to everything I could have imagined. And it's just great for the city of Los Angeles, for our game of baseball, and to just kind of go into the city of Los Angeles. And I think, guys, it was over 2 million people. And it just, you realize the impact that you have on fans, because we're in their living rooms every single night. And to come into Dodger Stadium, see it packed, see the players in rare form. Certainly Kike was unedited. And it was just awesome to kind of see the reception that we got from our fans. And outside of being married, having my kids, it's the best day of my life.
Oh, wow. That's great to hear. You're one of the most positive people in the world. I love positive energy. I know Dan does as well. We cheer for you, Dave. Congratulations on all of your success. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Dan, introduce our next guest.
Freddie Freeman rests his head on a pillow made of concrete.
Oh, it's good to see you.
There's nothing better than that.
Hey, Freddie, man, this home run thing you were on, I was starting to lose my vocal cords, man. This home run thing.
I wish it was a little bit more hoarse, you know? That means I would have hit a few more.
Has this whirlwind actually sunk in yet for you, Freddie?
I don't think so. Not yet. They just asked me kind of on stage, and, you know, I think maybe in a couple of days when you kind of just sit down and relax and kind of think about this run we just had, then maybe it'll hit. But right now, I mean, we just won 2 days ago. We had a red-eye flight. We landed at 9 a.m. yesterday. I went trick-or-treating last night with the kids and then parade this morning. So I don't think we've had time to let it sink in yet.
Hey, I don't know how you were able to do. Then we just find out you had a little bit of an injury, too, to your rib. So you had the ankle and the rib. How the hell did you do what you did?
A lot of help. I have some really, really good trainers. Yeah, I try to keep the rib injury quiet. I don't know why, but I had costal cartilage defect in my 6th rib, which is essentially a broken rib. So happened a couple of days before the first game of the Padres series, and it very, very painful. Didn't realize that when you use your ribs for everything, it's just like
you're like breathing,
right? Everything hurt. It was weird, but yeah. So a lot of treatment. I went through a lot of treatment, and I'm just so thankful for my training staff to be able to get me on the field. It took a lot, but it's all worth it. All that grind in the training room to get out here and be able to experience something like this.
I'm sure you heard your teammates talk in length about how you inspired them because they knew everything you were going through. They literally saw you getting your treatments every single day. Did you recognize at the time that there would be an aftermath to the decision that you were making to force yourself to get on the field and that you were actually having an impact on your teammates in psychological ways?
I didn't realize until Game 4 of the NLDS. I just physically couldn't do it that day. And the support of that my teammates, the organization, not just my teammates, Doc, Andrew, Brandon Gomes, everybody that showed me that day, and the things that they were coming up and saying to me that they got me today. You take it easy. We need you for Game 5. We're going to take care of this for you. You've done everything you possibly can to be out here, so it's our turn to repay you. I think that's what meant everything to me, and it made me feel like I was doing everything the right way. And that's what I strive to do every single day on this baseball field, is try to play this game the right way, respect people, treat people like I would like to be treated. And to see people treat me like they did in that moment, it made me just really, really take a step back and appreciate the group of guys that I get to experience this with.
Hey, Freddie, it's Dan again. You won a World Series title with the Braves.
Yeah.
It has to feel extra special to win a World Series title close to where you grew up.
I mean, yeah. My dad and my stepmom, my family, I grew up 45 minutes from here. They get to see me play so much, and they were here at every game in the World Series, seeing this. And when you grow up in Southern California and you get to come home and play for the team that kind of you grew up seeing. I know I was an Angels fan. Sorry, Dodger fans, but not anymore. So it's okay. It's special when you get to bring a title to a place where you grew up, and this parade was absolutely nuts. There was so many people. They've been waiting a long time for this, and for me to be able to be a part of it and help bring a championship to LA. This is what it's all about.
One of my favorite places on earth, and we'll let you go. One of my favorite places on earth is the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. I believe you are on the Hall of Fame highway, and I want there to be a day where there's a touchscreen underneath every plaque, Hall of Famers plaque, where you can hit play and see the greatest highlights of their career.
Cool.
Would you argue with this idea? The first highlight that we see of Freddie Freeman is the walk-off grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series underneath your plaque someday.
Yeah, I don't know about the plaque in the Hall of Fame, but I'm going to go with.
I'm just saying that.
I appreciate that, but yeah, I think that's probably the greatest swing of my life, greatest moment on a baseball field. It doesn't get much better. I mean, that's what we all dream about as kids, is to experience something like that and be a part of that, and then to actually succeed in that moment in that kind of fashion. That's probably my number one. Yeah.
Freddie, as happy as you are, Greg and I are we can't have favorite players or favorite teams, but I'm going to say this. You're everything that's good about the game of baseball, and it couldn't happen to a better guy.
I appreciate that. Those are such kind words. I really, really do appreciate those words. Dan, Greg, I really, really do appreciate you guys very, very much.
Yeah, you're great for the game, Freddie. You really are.
Thank you,
a
guys.
World Series MVP, that you ran away with that award. Hey, enjoy the time off with your family. You deserve it, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
メジャー翻訳速報。ドジャースのデーブ・ロバーツ監督とフレディ・フリーマン選手のインタビューを見て、とても心温まる内容でしたね。特にフリーマン選手が怪我を抱えながらもチームメイトのために全力を尽くす姿には感動しました。肋骨を痛めながらもチームの勝利のために戦い抜く姿勢は野球選手としての模範的な姿だと感じました。またロバーツ監督がアイスキューブと共演したシーンも印象的でしたね。普段は厳しい表情の監督があんなに楽しそうな表情を見せるのは珍しく、とても新鮮でした。皆さんはどのシーンが印象に残りましたでしょうか。 コメント欄でぜひ教えてください。では次回の動画でお会いしましょう。ご視聴ありがとうございました。